A lot of you guys keep asking me, Ryan, where are the funny intros? What happened to the funny intros? And you know what? It's really starting to piss me off. And I'm so pissed off, in fact, that I just really need to break something. The Saturn V doubles as a cup holder, actually, if you guys didn't know, so you can mod it multi-build. So if you didn't get the joke, I'm not actually mad. That was the funny intro, if you will. Anyway, guys, welcome to Ask MandRproductions, episode number 32. If you enjoy, hit that like button. If you guys have a question for me that you want me to answer on next week's episode, go ahead and leave in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into our first question. It comes from Stormtrooper54, and he wants to know, why don't you hang up your Star Wars posters in the background? Well, basically, I'm just too lazy. That's the simple answer. I got this wonderful Last Jedi poster for Christmas, and I have some other posters that I just have not hung up at all in my new room ever since I moved. It's a real shame, but I'm just too lazy to do it. Maybe I'll get around to doing it before the next Ask MandRproductions, and we can put that to rest. Hoppy120 wants to know if LEGO will release more Pirates of the Caribbean sets. I have no idea. I would love to see in a few years them kind of revisit some of these first sets that they made. I think Pirates of the Caribbean first came about around 2009, 2010, so a few more years, and then I think it'll be worth going back to doing some more of. We had some from the movie last year, but we didn't really get anything besides brickheads and the big pirate ships, so we really had nothing in between, like scenes from the movie, so it'd also be cool to see them do that, but I have no idea if they will. C. Cosby wants to know what the worst design set I have ever built is. Now, obviously, I've been building LEGO sets for 15 years now, and I've built a lot of LEGO sets, mostly Star Wars, but a lot nonetheless, and the worst design set, I would say, is UCS Hoth. They just got the details wrong in so many places for a Ultimate Collector Series set, something that is supposed to be accurate to the movie. The shield generator only had 3 of the shield generator thingies, and it's supposed to have 4. The Hoth Wampa Cave included can't fit the Wampa through the front door. That is insane to me. There are so many things about that set that were just so crazy and weird, and I wish they didn't slap the UCS label on it like they did, because it could have been so much cooler if they didn't call it UCS. Like, it would have been just like the Ewok Village, but by slapping on that UCS level, you make a set have to attain a certain level of accuracy and kind of an overall shine to it, if you will. Like, it's just got to be a pristine LEGO set to be UCS, and UCS Hoth did not quite meet that standard, so as far as I'm concerned, that's a pretty poorly designed set. The Fat Slimy Blobs Yay says, will you ever stop collecting LEGO Star Wars sets? If I don't have to, I won't. I hope to collect LEGO Star Wars sets for the rest of my life. I really enjoy what it is right now. Like, unless I grow out of it somehow, or I just get burnt out, I guess, maybe I would stop, but for the foreseeable future, I will continue to do so because I really enjoy it. Dakota Kemp chimes in with our first comment of the week, and he says, what do you call Darth Vader in a suit? A TIE fighter, because it's a TIE. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good pun. He said he made it up himself, so props to you, man. Ty Mock wants to know what I feel about BrickArms and if I own any. I actually really like BrickArms. I think they do some really cool military stuff that obviously LEGO does not and will not do, so it's really nice to have some type of seller on the market producing something military for people to use. The military section of LEGO Builders is actually a pretty big community many of you guys may not even know about. They are a pretty substantial amount of people out there building just military stuff. For example, on YouTube, we have Clone Trooper X39, one of my friends, Peyton. You guys can check him out. I'll leave a link in the description below. He does a lot of military stuff, but besides that, there's a whole group of military people at like every LEGO convention, so it's definitely a thing. I love it. I have some that I bought like back in 2011, but I never really did anything with. I just have them from a collection. Darkside Warrior says, would you buy any of the LEGO meme sets? Yeah, if they were LEGO Star Wars meme sets, of course I would buy them. Would LEGO ever release them? Obviously not, but they're just kind of fun to think about. I really like that video. It's actually my most viewed video on my channel with over 1 million views, which is just like mind-blowing to me, but yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I would totally buy them though. I'd buy them all. Obviously, if they didn't overprice them grossly, I would totally be into it. Star Wars Trumpet wants to know, what is your favorite obscure LEGO set? I think it's no contest here, and the Sand Speeder is going to be my favorite obscure LEGO set. I mean, this thing is just, it literally is obscure. We're so used to snow speeders, nobody even really expected this thing or knew what it was, and all of a sudden it just showed up on Target shelves one day, and people were like, oh, that's a LEGO set now. So this is definitely my favorite obscure LEGO Star Wars set, and I hope they do more stuff like this in the future. I would love to see more type of one-off LEGO Star Wars sets, much like this Sand Speeder, with anything, really. I just kind of think they should spice it up a bit, get away from some of the movies every once in a while, and just do something fun. At the end of the day, it is a toy, and it's fun. They can do fun things with it. It doesn't always have to be accurate to the movie, and this is something that is an example of that. Even though I think it's based off an old Kenner toy, I still think it's fun to kind of think outside the box sometimes with these LEGO Star Wars sets. Gus Debo wants to know if I think they should remake the LEGO Star Wars Mustafar Duel set, and my answer to this is of course. I think my friend CM Force I has made a wonderful model, and it would be great if LEGO would just pick him up as a designer so he could make that model for them to sell. But it's been 13 years now since the original Mustafar set, and for all that battle was built up to be, they have only made really one set completely based on it. Sure, they had Anakin Starfighter back in 2012, but that really didn't do the scene justice. It just had a couple of little floaty things that go in the lava. I want a full set from it. It would be great to see it, but I think the thing with it is that it's kind of a gory scene where Anakin gets his legs cut off and Padme is dying, so maybe that's why LEGO doesn't really want to touch that scene, but I still feel like it's the biggest scene from Star Wars Episode 3, so why isn't it more prevalent in toys? Brickstar wants to know who my favorite Boston Celtic of all time is. I'm going to kind of limit this to people I have seen play. I think I would go with Paul Pierce. I really liked Paul Pierce. It was a shame when he got traded. I was really sad about that in 2013, and I really liked him as a player. I still really like him. I always watch his highlights. I really liked Isaiah Thomas when he played for the Celtics over the last few years. That was an amazing ride, and I really like Kyrie Irving right now. So, I mean, Paul Pierce, of the three that I have actually seen play right there, definitely Paul Pierce. If we go back, I would obviously pick Bill Russell or Larry Bird. Those are obvious choices, but for someone I've seen play, definitely Paul Pierce. LOL says, are you hyped for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Of course I'm hyped for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. This is obviously the original Modern Warfare 2, but assuming Activision does release Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, I would probably quit YouTube and just play Call of Duty forever, because that is the best game ever. This game was so much fun back in the day. Obviously, I would think it needed to see some changes as far as multiplayer goes. I went on and played a few days ago with my friend Jared, and there were noob tubers all over the place. They definitely need to kind of make some changes to the multiplayer aspect. Mostly, I would just say scale back the explosive damage. That's all I think they need to do. Other than that, I think you can just leave all the guns the way they were. I think everything else is fine. Just scale back that explosive damage, because it's ridiculous. But otherwise, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, when the rumors were really high, oh, it's happening this week, I was like, oh my god, yes, and then it didn't happen. I was like, oh, that's a shame. So, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, please. RYTLM70 wants to know what I think of a LEGO YouTuber minifigure series. I would love this. I would love to see iDubbbz, Pink Guy, PewDiePie, a lot of the bigger ones ever. I think that would be awesome. Will it ever happen? No way, Jose. But I think you can get some of these custom made, from different custom LEGO minifigure sellers here on the internet. I don't know exactly where, but I've definitely seen iDubbbz and stuff before done, or at least iDubbbz in his green suit. So it would be totally cool. I think YouTuber people are definitely popular enough for this to be a thing from LEGO. Unfortunately, there's no way they would ever do this because of the controversies with YouTube going on right now. I think that ship has sailed. Jinblade wants to know if I have or will consider going Philly Brickfest. Probably not. I'm really dead set on going to Brickworld Chicago this year and probably for the foreseeable future. Again, I had a lot of fun at Brick Fair, Virginia the last 5 or 6 years until last year when I went to Brickworld Chicago for the first time. And I'm hoping to go back, or I am going back this year, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. So no Philly Brickfest for me, at least this year. Maybe next year I'll leave the door open, but probably not. Venom Average wants to know what my favorite Call of Duty team competing in the CWL Pro League is. I don't really have a favorite team. I just like kind of watching it every once in a while. I really do enjoy playing competitively, but I really enjoyed the CWL Birmingham event with Splice being the EU team and Birmingham being in Europe. I thought it was amazing the way the crowd was. It's a really cool thing the way the crowd was reacting to a lot of the plays. I absolutely was enjoying that. So that was I liked Splice during that event. I was hoping they would win. Unfortunately, they came up short, second place, but hey, they still got second. That's better than a lot of teams. God's Reign of Hell says, according to Just Too Good, there was a Deadpool set that was supposed to come out. Obviously, that ended up being canceled because the movie ended up being rated R. But yes, I would love to see LEGO make another Deadpool set. It will never happen because the movies are rated R. I saw the first one and I'm going to see the second one, and the first one was way too not LEGO thing. LEGO is not making a LEGO set on that. No way. But I would still like it. I love Deadpool. It's such a good movie. No, not going to happen, unfortunately, though. Mr. Lucas wants to know my favorite LEGO idea submission. Definitely going to be the Saturn V. That thing is a monster. And for only $120, you can't beat that. Cam All-Star Brick Production wants to know what my favorite Han Solo set is. Definitely the TIE Fighter 75211. The TIE Fighter is a monster LEGO set. Loving it. $70 in the US, so definitely worth it if you can find it on the shelves once it comes out. And our last question comes from Jane the Builder. She wants to know, why is there no Gungan Battle Pack? I think they've done a lot of sets with Gungans in the cheaper range, and that's kind of why they haven't made it into a battle pack. Unfortunately, though, I just don't think it would sell well. Like, Gungans are not very popular because Star Wars Episode 1 is not popular. Like, nobody likes Jar Jar. People that like Jar Jar like him ironically, not because he's actually a cool character, I feel like. So most Gungan battle packs or most Gungan sets, probably not the best idea. So a Gungan battle pack just probably wouldn't sell well. It could happen, but probably won't. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. If you have a question for me for next week's Ask MandRproductions, leave in the comments section below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.